If you took a shot every time this turned out to not be true, you'd have cirrhosis in no time. Are you surprised this episode started out with a flashback? Because I'm certainly not.
It's not Javi's fault he's a disgrace to the game of dominoes.
I won. That's $10 you owe me. Both of you.
Ah, yes, Javi. You were kicked out of baseball for gambling. So in order to help you cope with your gambling issue, we're going to do some more gambling.
If I was still playing ball, I could have paid for it.
You were a major baseball player, which means you would have easily gotten a six-figure salary. You have to be one stupid motherfucker to blow all of that money on just gambling.
You can afford it, David. But my pride can't.
Pride?
I pray for daughters. Please, God, a daughter. Anything but a son. Anything but another hot-headed idiot with his heart in the right place.
Hey, Pops, you do realize that women can be hot-headed idiots too, right? I would know. I've dated some of them.
Be brothers. Before it's too late.
The current flashback acts as a metaphor for the current present-day situation trope. Truck door open in this shot, truck door closed in this shot. Are you really running towards the walkers with your bullet-shooting gun? These jackasses are still trying to kill Javi when there are walkers overrunning their community. Game pulls that old trick of making you believe that a certain character is dead when they turn out to be alive. What a waste of ammo.
Nice! I got a great teacher.
Ugh, more forced romance. This game has a terrible way of concluding character arcs. Conrad just helped us in the end of the last episode, and now he's vanished. If you didn't kill Joan, then she disappears. If you did kill Joan, then Clint disappears. And if you kept Max alive, then he disappears. This is like Mike, Bonnie, and Arvo all over again.
Hey, you do not walk away from me!
Man, look at all these amazing choices. Defend the bitch boy, he's still not a man, and protect the little cunt. Where's the option that says, hey Gabe, just wait outside with the walkers while the grown-ups talk? So, despite being caught in a vehicle crash and an explosion, Kate can still walk perfectly fine. Gotta give it to her. Gallows continuing to prove what a miracle woman she is.
I'm glad Mariana didn't live to see this. To see what her father's become. To see what I've done.
Kate, you have basically done jack shit throughout this entire season. Hell, you spent 2 full episodes recovering from a gunshot wound. And the only reason why you killed anybody is because you crashed into a barricade due to some asshole throwing a Molotov cocktail at you.
Kate, come on. We're not monsters.
Yeah, Kate, we're not monsters, says the guy who took pleasure in bashing someone's brains in. I mean, granted, he deserved it, but my point still stands.
I can't leave until I make this right. All of this.
Kate has been wanting to leave since she got to Richmond, but one little incident that wasn't her fault, and all of a sudden she's Joan of Arc.
Trip was my best friend, Javi. He died because of you.
Oh, really? You sold him out to Joan, and then Joan publicly executed him, but somehow this is all Javi's fault. Telltale writing, no matter what you choose, you're wrong.
You've got a lot of nerve showing up here. After the bullshit you pulled!
Eleanor will say this even if you kept Conrad alive and tried to negotiate without firing at anybody. The illusion of choice trend continues.
You're unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable!
Telltale inadvertently speaks about their own design philosophy.
Why did you tell Joan what we were doing?
I was triaging a bad situation. Their doctor is barely functioning. And before you guys fucked it all up, their walls worked.
Hey, moron! Fucking moron. You do realize these are the same people who raided your community and killed all of your people, right? Suddenly I'm getting Walking Dead Season 1 flashbacks, only far less impactful. Javi tries to sever Rufus's arm without using a tourniquet. Wow, successful in one swing. Javi must be possessing that Terry Crews power.
What the?
We're all fucking dead because of you!
Technically, it was the guy who threw a Molotov cocktail at Kate, thus causing her to crash, but I'm sure it's not a big deal skipping over that little detail.
No!
Holy shit!
Oh my god!
David.
Ah, so this is the scene where David goes into full rage boner mode, makes a mistake, and then the game tries to convince us to forgive him. It's like Telltale is recycling all of Kenny's assholishness.
Fine then. You people are on your own.
You people, to his own wife and son. You know the people he's desperately trying to protect?
A soldier isn't a husband.
Actually, there are plenty of soldiers who can be husbands. It's just that you've always sucked at being a husband and a father. I mean, you abandoned your family at the start of the apocalypse, and you just did so again a few moments ago.
A soldier is a soldier.
Wow, David is having himself a regular Lightning Returns moment.
Destiny is destiny.
When we found Kate earlier, she hugged you. Why do you think she hugged you?
Because they've been surviving on the road together for the past 4 years. People tend to grow close together sharing those types of experiences. More teleporting dead. Everybody could easily climb over this pile of vehicles, but since the game needs to manufacture some tension, that will not be the case.
Holy shit! Oh my god!
Well, that was a rather pathetic death for one of the only characters I gave a damn about this season. I must be tripping on how Tripp is present here, seeing as how he was killed in the last episode. Or it could just be that Telltale forgot to test their own game. Either way, it's a sin.
I gave AJ to Lingard and told him to do whatever he had to save his life.
Except Lingard had already told Clem that he did everything he could to save AJ's life. So unless you spawned a few medical supplies, I'm gonna sin this for being quite the leap in logic. Oh no, we need to use the rotor blade to get across the bridge. I wonder if the blade is gonna collapse. Never saw that one coming. Since Javi's protected by plot armor, this is actually possible.
How about we make some noise and distract them? We could use that generator.
That's a great idea, Gabe.
When'd you get so smart, Gabe?
Only when the plot demands it.
We still gotta get to the generator somehow.
Cut a walker open and cover yourself with its guts. Then you can slip right through them.
Oh, that's a great idea. Gross idea, but great.
Kate and Javi managed to survive 4 years in the zombie apocalypse without knowing that trick. Also, Clem waits until now to tell him about it.
You'll do.
Only one walker heard that whistle. Hey, that's the same walker design I saw at the beginning of the episode.
Let's go. Everyone.
Absolutely not. Everyone in Richmond will die without us.
They don't matter, Javi.
Ah, so the people you led for years all of a sudden don't matter anymore. Seems logical.
I'll go with you, Dad.
Gabe!
He's my father, Clem.
Yeah, the same father you've been berating throughout this entire episode. The same father you denounced as a murderer.
I won't let what happened to Mariana happen to you. Don't you dare say her name. Your men killed her, which means you killed her.
Yeah, I was wondering when that conversation was going to be brought up again, but predictably, it amounted to nothing.
Let's go, Javi.
Why the fuck do you think he would go with you?
Tell him.
You know, when I can predict a conflict within the first 5 minutes of the first episode, you know you done failed at your narrative.
I should have known. I should have known the night Pa died. The night you weren't there. Blood is worthless to you.
David says this even if you supported him at the beginning of this episode and pretty much any time you supported him throughout this entire season. Hey, this is almost exactly how the last season ended. Rehashing mission design much? 2 conveniently placed AK-47s. This Walking Dead season concludes in the most generic way possible. Walkers overrun a community and you must destroy all of them. It's even more disappointing if you choose to save David since Gabe lives and Kate dies.
I always thought I'd be alone. Then I met you.
Also, Clem gets AIDS from dying Gabe. It took the entire season for the right child to get killed. Press F to pay your respects. Kate and Javi managed to clear out all the walkers in Richmond in 3 days. Where the hell did they get the photo of Tripp?
Let's start a family. You and me.
You're on. Let's start a family.
The one time where the game could have included some QuickTime event sex and it opted not to. For shame, Telltale.
And yet death was not something you could ignore. It had its weight. It seemed to her she had better not form the practice of ignoring death. If she tried it, death would find a way to answer back. It would take another of her loved ones to remind her to respect it.
Not so subtle foreshadowing.
I gotta admit, man, you're a fucking badass.
You're a real charmer. You know that?
Jesus doesn't stick around for calibrations.
I'm really gonna miss Gabe.
Not that he said anything to me in particular, but you know the guy's got a Mondo crush on you, right?
He does not.
Oh my gosh, you have a crush on him too.
I do not.
Javi and Clem start talking like high school prep girls. Edgelord Clem. Also, how did Javi shave the side of her head with just scissors? Well, can't complain here. For once, Telltale does something right because I got exactly the ending I wanted. David is dead, Gabe is dead, Clem is still alive, and I'm living happily with Kate. So for one time only, I'll take off a sin. But it looks like Clem never got that vehicle she was promised. You want to know the biggest sin of this season? Clementine was relegated to a side character. Obvious setup for a sequel is obvious.
I won't lie to you, David. I'm glad you're gone. And that you'll stay gone this time.